So this morning I saw Spider-Man. That's it. Let's just end it there.
It was great. Yeah, it's teenager. Webbs. He's good.
It was very good. Very, very good.
Speak about full beer again.
I know. So I'm talking it. Spider-Man. What were your initial thoughts? Because I'm almost still gathering mine. I saw it like 4 hours ago. So
yeah.
I mean, it was great. My initial reaction was like, wow, that was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Almost.
Marvel is just absolutely fucking murdering the game of movies
and
right
now. The small, I mean, it's hard to say. So, because, I mean, DC's had what, 2?
3.
3 with the Spider, or with just, no.
4.
4 with, okay.
Suicide Squad.
They kind of fucked it up with
Yes, they have one really good one. And one pretty good one.
BVS.
And 2 shitty ones.
Whoa.
Wonder Woman. And then
great.
BVS. And then they had Man of Steel and Suicide Squad.
Man of Steel was the first one. Okay. This is Spider-Man podcast. Let's just jump right into origin story.
Yes, I was so happy. I think in the age of every movie trying to do another origin story that they did it perfectly.
Yeah.
He just shows up on scene in Civil War. Everyone in the fucking world, if you don't know who, all right, so Batman is like top of the superhero notoriety.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is pretty close. They've already had 2 fucking series of movies about Spider-Man. He's really popular.
Iron Man has like 9 movies. Wolverine has like 9 movies.
I'm saying in general though, before like the MCU came around, like Batman was a big one, Spider-Man, Superman, etc. So everyone pretty much already knows what happens. Bits by Spider, blah, blah, blah. He has these fucking powers and everything. So the fact that they left that out, I think was perfect.
They
just picked right back up after Civil War was over, and I thought it was awesome.
Are they all bit by spiders?
Who's all?
All of the origin story for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I thought one of them. I mean, I'm okay.
Pissed.
Yeah. I just thought there was a different one, and I couldn't think of it. And I was like, everybody has to be bit by a spider.
This is the different one. They don't show it, so we just assume.
He says it though.
Yeah.
He does say it. Yeah. It's in a conversation with his big buddy. He said, because one of his questions, he was in the question queue of, hey, can you do this? And then the next thing he was like, hey, can you do this? And what happened? And then he's like, dude, I was just bit by a spider. He's like, oh man, what if do you still have a spider? Can you bite me? And he's like, dude, it's fucking dead.
So, oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
So they talk about that. So how he got his powers, bit by a spider. Done. Conversation. Next.
Yes.
And then the what happened to your family? You know how much Aunt Beru or whatever fuck her name is has been through.
How much she went through, yeah.
Yeah. So Uncle Ben. Done.
Yeah.
But the thing that is
perfect.
kind of left open is what happened to his parents.
True. And I don't know the true comic origin story of his parents. I know they didn't mention them in the Tobey Maguire series and in the Andrew Garfield series. They did actually a lot of detail about how they were researching all of those nanotechnologies or whatever the fuck they were that was left at that company. It kind of turned into like a Batman thing. Like they had this company, they had this technology and things, and then Spider-Man kind of used it. But anyways, I thought it was great that they didn't touch on it.
You know, this might be...
I thought it was perfect.
I don't want to jump off course, but this might be one of the biggest differences between the Marvel Universe and the DC Universe that has been set up so far.
Curious to hear what you're about to say right now.
Marvel is so ingrained in technology. Everybody has something. Is either a fucking technological genius, even though the Hulk's a raging badass, he's still like a tech fucking guy and can figure shit out.
He's not a tech guy. He's a doctor.
Using technology and
I'm just saying he's not like Iron Man. He's a doctor.
Outside of Cap, because he's fucking 200 years old, everybody knows something and has. I mean, even Spider-Man's suit was like all ingrained and stuff. Even though it wasn't Peter Parker, but Peter is also fucking superhuman smart and is the leader of everything. You look at the DC.
Leader of everything.
but you look at DC and just on a general sense, yes, we have Batman. He doesn't have any superpowers, so he has to be tech smart and have money.
Right.
Outside of that, Wonder Woman's ancient. Superman's just a fucking alien, and it's not based on technology. I feel like if you take technology out of the Marvel universe, I mean, especially Iron Man.
Yeah.
He is technology.
Yeah.
And without it,
he
literally is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Tony Stark is a nobody. And you might be able...
Billionaire, philanthropist, playboy, whatever.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
But you take the money away from Bruce Wayne, and he's still like a black belt, and he can still do like detective skills.
Trained assassin.
Yeah.
And,
He would still murder people if he had a sword.
Horse fists.
He would die, but he would still do some damage.
I see what you mean. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though.
No. And it was more of just, and I do lean towards DC always and forever, and I agree with Marvel.
Never.
I will always lean towards it. I familiarize myself with it more often. I'm not, and it's not saying anything because their movies have been shit compared to.
Yes.
But in a general sense, movies that weren't the start of anything.
True.
It's the DC universe and the Marvel universe, and now we're just making movies about that.
Right.
So DC's always been there. Marvel's never been there because fuck that. No. Spider-Man's
Wait,
great.
what do you mean Marvel's never been there? What do you mean?
No. It's just it's a reaction. It's an after fact.
Of what?
Stanley, what is there? 10, 15 years between the beginning of DC.
What I'm saying is both comic companies have a very big following and a very rich history, and now their cinematic universes have started.
This is going to piss a lot of people off.
A whole new train
There are
of
only
things.
2 comic companies.
Ish. It's not true.
You
Dark
have 1,
Horse is
2,
still out there.
and then 3.
Whatever. But you know what I'm saying. The Marvel universes and DC universes have both been there for an equal amount of time, pretty much.
I thought there was like a 20-year difference.
I don't know. Just saying. I'm just talking shit. I'm drunk.
Batman's been around since like the late 30s.
With the exception of
Spider-Man-
a few, but do you think it was just Marvel and DC since like the 20s? Like there's been...
No, that's what I'm saying. Marvel hasn't been around since the 20s.
But they've been around since like the 50s. It's pretty close.
Stop saying they. Marvel has been around. Look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Marvel's been around since like the 60s. DC's been around since like the 30s.
Either way, it's pretty
What do you
close.
mean either way? That's 30 years.
My point is that they
I'm
are
probably
using
wrong,
the
so it doesn't matter.
cinematic universe. Yeah, probably. They're using the cinematic universes to restart the entire storyline of Marvel and of DC.
Yeah.
So in that respect, they're equal. They both have a fucking shit ton of superheroes and villains. They both have giant fan bases. They both have the capability to make good movies, and they've restarted things over with Iron Man and with Man of Steel. And from there, things have kicked off, and Marvel's killed it, and DC's fucked up.
Marvel is also fucked up.
A few times, but not nearly as much.
There's only 4 DC movies. I will always fight for DC.
I know.
Because I like it.
That's okay.
And we're gonna finally dive into Spider-Man, and I absolutely love the movie. But it's just Marvel has had 20 years almost. We're going 17 years of let's try things out. 19 Iron Mans. We've had 3 Hulks.
Well, all right, so the first
2 of the Hulks sucked fucking ass.
The first Iron Man was 2008, so they've been doing it for 9 years.
What about the X-Men movie? That's Sony.
That doesn't count. And even the first Hulk movie that came out, that doesn't count either. We're talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And
started
the
with Iron Man.
4 bitches. The
And
Incredible Four.
that doesn't count either.
The
X-Men doesn't
Incredible Four.
count. Logan doesn't count. Deadpool doesn't count.
DC. Okay, there we go. So there is a small difference.
34 and 39.
A handful said DC was 1934, Marvel was 1939. Who was the first Marvel? Because I know DC, it was Superman, I think.
I think,
Superman.
and I would imagine that Marvel's first was Captain America.
Yeah, I bet so too.
I would guess.
Yeah.
Because 39 was right around the time of World War II, right?
It was World War II.
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
weren't.
There you go.
America wasn't involved yet. It wasn't. Captain America.
So, handful of sneakers just commented, DC's first superhero was Superman. Marvel's was the Human Torch ? What the fuck? I did not know that at all.
We have to confirm this because I don't believe it.
He's hammered on lemonade right now.
What they
filled all these beers too much because I tried to pour the first 2 out and I gave up on the
It
last
just
one
dribbled
because
everywhere.
it just fucking my shorts are drunk right now.
saturated.
But anyways, all right. So enough of the DC versus Marvel shit. So we got to get into Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. So origin story, they handled it properly. They did it right.
Yes.
DC hasn't done it yet.
Yes.
Check 1 for Marvel.
Yes.
I appreciate it. What do you think about Tony Stark being the only Avenger in it? Because I feel like, I was all right with it. It didn't bother me because a lot of times they always shove characters down your throat, and that's one of my big issues with Marvel because it's just how much can we get on screen? Where's George Lucas at? Let's put droids in the background, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's just shoving shit down your face. And it's just like, can we just have this character and then Iron Man can fly in and yell at him a couple times, fly the fuck out. Perfect. I was very happy with it.
One of the important things that I've heard from, like we said, we've never read comic books. A few recently, but we haven't read comic books since we were kids. We don't know the true full story of Spider-Man. But I've heard from a lot of people that he's supposed to be a teenager at the beginning. He's supposed to be like making mistakes and like trying to figure it out as he goes.
Supposed to.
So the fact that there wasn't a bunch of other superheroes in the mix, and he was kind of getting some advice from Iron Man, and like Iron Man would come in and save his ass when he needed to. I thought that was perfect because he's still trying to, like, he's dealing with the fact that he's 15 and he doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's trying to do the right thing. So he's jumping in and he's getting it over his head like really quickly. So I thought it was perfect. That was just him.
No, they did it right. He's young. He's too young to be an Avenger, and that point was made several times during the movie. There was a learning experience during it.
Yeah.
It was based in high school.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Why is Ewan McGregor running around acting like a fucking 15-year-old and all the old fucking ones, and he's got a fucking beard yelling
And
at
it
fucking
wasn't like
Scarlett
Tobey Maguire.
Johansson. Dude.
Tobey Maguire, where they spent the first like 5 minutes of the movie in high school, and then he was out of it forever, like for the rest of that thing.
Yeah.
It was literally in high school. It was awesome.
And it was cool because he had to deal with regular teenager issues, talking to a girl, going to homecoming,
Right.
dealing with the homecoming or with his girlfriend's dad.
Right.
Shit that you experience as a teenager, driving for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pounding that in, but it made sense and it worked
perfect, yeah.
so well.
Tony stepping out of the suit was fucking badass.
Oh yeah,
When he just lands, he just walks out and it's like fucking tux.
No. Because that was when Spider-Man got in trouble.
Yeah.
And it was after the ferry thing. And before, a suit came up and was talking to him, and it was Tony on the fucking phone.
Oh, yeah.
And then Spider-Man was getting yelled at by the suit again. He's like, yeah, and if you really cared, you'd be here. And he fucking walked right out. He's like, bitch, say that again. He's like, sorry, Mr. Stark, blah, blah, blah. But it was some tough love from Tony, and it made sense. But it
Needed it, yeah.
You know what's ridiculous? And I could pick this apart, but it was so great, I don't want to. When Tony walks out of that suit and takes the suit that he gave away, walks out of the Iron Man suit and takes the Spider-Man suit away,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I get it. Tough love.
All right.
But you have to learn how to be an Avenger without the fucking armor protection that I gave you. I was like, I get the reasoning behind this. I get it. You have to be you. You're nothing without the suit, then you ain't nothing. I get that. I get the whole moral of the story.
Right.
If Spider-Man goes off and tries to be himself and fucking gets shot, how do you feel now, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I
let's
get
just
that
get real
too,
with it. Like,
but
that's so weird.
No.
I also,
I'm okay.
I had a huge issue, jumping back onto the tech thing, I had a huge issue with the old suit being so tech enhanced. I was like, you are no different than Tony Stark. You just can't fly, and you have this. At that point, you are an Iron Man that just has webs instead of fucking jets. Why didn't Tony Stark put fucking jets on his shit so he could just fly too?
He doesn't need jets.
He could use them.
Well, there's that funny scene out in the suburbs where like he can't swing. He can't travel fast because he can't swing. There's no buildings.
the story, the character development behind Peter Parker was perfect. He's a kid. By the way, he's a fucking kid.
I understand the confusion about like his suit and the tech. I get it.
I had enough.
I guess I never really even thought about it.
I wish they pushed that into the new suit that he declined, but like that has your suit is awesome, but this is the fucking potential, and you turn that down. I wish they even like talked about it. You know how your suit has this? Well, it has 500 of those, and do fucking shade shoes and blah blah blah. And that's the smallest thing to shit on because the movie was great. Aunt Beru, or I can't remember her name. Aunt May. Perfect. She's younger, and it makes sense because how old are your aunts? They ain't 50 years fucking older than you.
Yeah.
All the other Aunt Mays are 110, and they're crying. Yeah, and they're crying about shit. Oh my god.
And it was cool. Like she was,
involved.
Peter Parker. She's involved. Peter's 15, 16. So he's kind of awkward, and she's trying to step in and like help him out, and introduce him to girls and stuff, take him to parties and things. It was cool.
We don't see an Uncle Ben at all, though, which is kind of.
Well, he's already dead.
I know, I'm just trying to think if we even see a picture of him, because that's very, very ballsy, even in a Marvel universe, not to even, you're not even putting a face,
like a picture in their apartment or something.
Face to him. And maybe there is, but you got to think all the way back to
but they probably don't want to like
Civil War.
Get stuck to a casting choice of if there is like a Spider-Man prequel movie or something. You know what I mean?
No, that's smart. Smart going forward, but and it doesn't add anything, so I realize that they can do that. But there's kind of an aspect of, oh, you know what she's all been through, and then just zoom in on a fucking thing and then fly away and you're Iron Man now. It doesn't fucking matter.
Let's go villain for a second. So Michael Keaton.
I had huge issues at the beginning.
Really?
No. Not at the beginning of the movie.
I hated it.
No,
I didn't hate it.
I hate it. She's hot for 50. I didn't say she was hot. I had a huge issue knowing, because I already have, I'm an asshole just like everybody else. You tell me,
I'm not an asshole.
You tell me Heath Ledger's the Joker before seeing the movie. Fuck DC. I hate this shit. Batman sucks. Blah blah blah.
But
and then I watched the movie and I'm like, fuck yeah.
It was
the same thing. It was the same thing.
So
Michael
before
Keaton,
you walked into the theater, you were like,
I was like, Batman's gonna be the fucking villain here. I fucking hate this shit. And then I walked in. But to win me over is even more great.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, and it's not. I wouldn't even say it was Michael Keaton's acting that did it. He did great. I like Michael Keaton a lot more than I did. Because all we have is Batman. He's just like, oh, I banged that chick. Alfred, can you do some shit? I'm gonna hang from the ceiling because I'm Batman. I liked it. I'll leave it at that. Do we want to get into his actual character? I don't even know the character's fucking name.
The Vulture.
Well, that's not his name. That's the costume.
They don't mention it, but that's the enemy's name, the Vulture.
I love that. He doesn't even have a fucking name. Boss. Hey, boss.
Right. That's one thing that I think I phrased it wrong when I mentioned it a while back, but with Batman and with the Joker in The Dark Knight, they're not outward with specifically saying the Joker. You know what I mean? Like it's more subtle. And they didn't even mention the Vulture's name at all in the Spider-Man movie at all.
No, that's good. That's a good point, because even we'll hire the clown.
Right. Yeah. Like it's
doesn't
more
even have
subtle
a name.
Because they're trying to make it more modern, and when they do it right, it really fucking works.
But it's not like he's tweeting, "Hey, I'm the Joker. Hey, I'm the Joker. Hey, I'm Joker." It's just like, who is that guy? I don't know. He looks like a fucking crazy clown.
At the Joker in '98.
At the Joker, Heath Ledger. Hey, baby.
Ridiculous.
No, I appreciate that completely, because you are more involved in the people that are talking,
right? As opposed to like labeling names and like thinking of the backstory.
Why would you know his name?
Yeah,
boss. Hey, boss, you're not gonna call. Hey, Michael Keaton, can you come here? Oh, well, you might say it's Michael Keaton because he's Michael Keaton.
Hey, the Vulture, come over here.
Is anyone gonna walk up to Michael Keaton and say, "Hey, Mike"?
I don't know.
I wouldn't. I get punched in the head
Mr. Michael Keaton.
by Alfred. Alfred would shoot me in the head.
He's been in a lot of stuff lately. He's like back up.
He is. He's actually. He was in a comedy not too long ago, and he was like the police chief, and it was actually really fucking funny. Okay.
Travis fucked
up. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The other guys.
The other guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Phantom or whatever the fuck his name is.
He was also in the movie about McDonald's, the founder, which is actually pretty good.
We've never.
Yeah.
Never. I didn't even know there was a movie about McDonald's.
Yeah, it's about the guy who took over, Ray Kroc, who took over McDonald's.
I almost shit myself right there. Hey, Ray Kroc. That's
another throwback to Fred.
Stupid. No, that was Iker.
What?
That was Iker.
Really? Yeah, well.
That was a inside joke. We were like ready to go to a party, and
there was like three of you guys that worked at McDonald's.
Yeah. It was me and Iker.
Yeah.
He got.
There was a bunch of other people though at that spot though.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of hot girls that worked there.
But there was a giant like plaque on the wall about Ray A. Kroc and how he like made McDonald's amazing.
I forget what was happening, because we were like ordering food, and they're like, "What do you want?" Ray A. Kroc, and people.
And then I did like the Mario dance thing or whatever it was.
We're done.
Anyways,
that was inside jokes.
That was fucked up. Michael Keaton was great. I loved it. I loved that they didn't specify that the Vulture was his name. They didn't specify that he was like a superpowered enemy. He was just taking advantage of this tech. And the throwback to Avengers 1, they were salvaging all that tech that came in from space during that.
It made so much sense.
It was perfect. Amazing.
What I absolutely love is the Andrew Garfield stuff, I think, personally, was great. but they really fucking jumped off a cliff when they got to the enemy. Because it's just like, I learned how to regrow shit. I might as well kill everybody in the city. And you're like, that means nothing. You're trying to regrow a fucking arm that you lost. You became a fucking lizard, and thought, hey, instead of me being a human being as a lizard and just like helping people and let's critique this shit, let's just go kill the city. Mm-hmm. We get to this point, and he's a businessman for business reasons, doing business.
Well, even is that the very first scene? Is him, or is it? Is it like the?
I think it's the.
Okay, but it was very quick that you see him as
like a contractor.
Like a contractor on a salvage site. They're trying to collect all this fucking tech. The government tries to come in, shut him down. He's pissed. He's doing it underground.
Tony Stark,
of course, yes. So now, and then he's trying to do it underground, and then it flashes forward like 8 years or whatever.
But it's cool, and this is great. Marvel did perfect here. It was cool to see Tony Stark, because we've already seen Tony Stark fuck up, and he has people that don't like him in the public for what he's done. You're selling arms to enemies. You're killing people with your product. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
We get to this point, and he's even doing well. He's a good person now.
Yeah.
He's been through so much shit.
Right.
And he's actually like tweaked himself. And even now, what's the smart thing to do? Collect all this alien shit, and it cannot get into people's hands. What ends up happening? It gets into people's hands.
Of course.
The guy gets fucking pissed at Tony because this is his domain or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Yeah, we had a contract for this shit.
Right.
And I'm gonna lose a lot of money.
Right.
I ordered trucks for this shit. Blah blah blah. But it is seeing like it's not even on purpose. Like, I'm a contractor. I got this contract. You took it away from me. I'm out thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars for this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
now
Tony Stark.
An underground corporation.
I'm gonna steal part of this.
Underground. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes so much sense. You're not just being evil, blowing up the fucking city.
Right.
You just want the tech to sell to make money.
It's really cool.
The issue I had was 10 minutes into the fucking movie, as soon as I knew that he was going to be in high school, I was just like, that's the girl he's hitting on. That's going to be the evil dude's dad. That's going to be the evil girl's dad. That's going to be the evil dad's child. We got there.
Wait, but you knew that? You called that right away?
Immediately.
Really?
And I thought it was weird, and I was just like, she's like,
I didn't.
She's like half black. I was just like, they'll still do it. I said that 10 minutes in.
Really?
I was just like, there's
Paul
no
Parr's
way.
so smart. He's a super genius.
I
didn't call that at all.
I'm not going to call myself a super genius, but I call movies a lot because, you know what's weird is a lot of people listen to what the dialogue. I don't listen to any of that. I watch.
He has no idea what the dialogue
I
was.
watch how they're shooting, what they're focusing on.
Visual cues.
Well, yeah, it's all visual cues. So if I look over and it's showing, oh, this blew up, and they look at like a piece and they fade out on it, that piece is important. Where did it go? Where did it come from? Why is it important?
Yeah.
And then I connect shit. I'm just fucking, Jesus Christ, I'm fucking smart. No, I've called
I
a lot of
that, but I thought it was interesting.
I called a lot of weird shit. I will jump back to Spider-Man. Hold on. I was watching one of the Harry Potter movies. Years and years ago.
Oh, yeah, because you never read the books. You don't know what happens.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. And you remember one of the Voldemort henchmen becomes a mouse?
The Death Eaters.
No. The weird dude that becomes a mouse.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There was a scene, I forget what movie he does it, but there was a scene where Harry walks into something and there's a mouse rolling around. And right then and there, I was like, the mouse is a bad guy. And my ex was just like, my ex just got fucking pissed.
She hadn't read the books either?
No, she knew exactly that the mouse was a bad guy.
Oh, she was mad that you like called it?
Yeah. She's like, how the fuck did you know that?
Yeah, that's the third one.
And I was just like, listen, this happened, this happened, this happened.
That was awesome.
I knew exactly where they were going with it.
Yeah.
I should be a director of Star Wars.
Peter Pettigrew.
I should be a director of Star Wars.
One day.
I watched that shit.
One day. Producer. Producer.
And there's a lot of stuff I'll try to call out and it won't happen because I read into things too much.
Star Wars.
And I'm smarter than you think. Okay, back to Spider-Man.
Speaking of them doing the origin story like perfectly and not actually touching on it, I thought it was really cool that the main girl he was into wasn't Mary Jane Watson and wasn't Gwen.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like, you don't
Stop
have
dragging-
to
just stop
throw
dragging it
in
along. Yeah.
the main villain and the main love interest and the aunt and the uncle and the parents all in the same fucking movie. I thought that was great too.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And the subtle hint at the very end with the other girl in their debate club was MJ. That's Mary Jane. You
I didn't catch
that?
it. No.
Fucking picking up on shit, but not the main thing.
Oh no. That makes so much sense because
She says my friends call me MJ. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's Mary Jane.
I caught the connection. And then she kept like fucking with him, and then she kind of smiled when he walked away.
Yeah.
I knew she was into him.
Yeah.
But that's the dialogue thing, man. It's like you and me combined would be Darth Vader, but but apart we're just jackasses on a podcast. But throwing in MJ at the end, put her name as Michelle.
I don't remember them saying Michelle. I might have missed something though.
Should have just not been MJ or Gwen to be a. Yeah, they.
But she's not a thing yet. That's the cool thing. Like they don't. They're not even like he's not even interested in her yet.
No,
it's just for the future.
It could be thrown to the wayside. It could happen. Nothing could happen. They're just saying, "Ha, this chick's name's MJ.
Yeah,
this is a
of
Spider-Man
course.
movie."
And did you like the dude from Freaks and Geeks as like the coach for the debate?
Fucking right there, dude.
That was
As
so
soon as I
awesome.
saw his face, I'm like, I know him. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah. That was so cool. I love that he had him in there.
That smile. Freaks and Geeks. If you guys have never watched Freaks and Geeks, go on to Netflix. It used to be on Netflix at least.
Yeah, it's still on.
Freaks and Geeks has like the top 10 most famous. Well, no, but it has like top 10 major actors.
Major comedy actors.
Actors and actresses
Yeah.
in it. And it's super early. It's like, what, late 90s, early 1000s?
Yeah, it's 2000.
That's when it was
It's
filmed.
a Judd Apatow thing, and it's set in 1980.
Yeah.
So it's literally like a flashback to 1980s high
James
school. It's
Franco.
perfect.
There's a bunch of Fox in
Seth
there.
Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Jason Segel.
All of them.
I forget the girl's name, Lindsay Weir. I forget her actual actor's name. But yeah.
There's a lot of huge
shit.
names in
It's
it.
really good.
But if
They
you've seen
touch on
Spider-Man,
everything.
Spider-Man, the teacher,
The debate coach.
to the debate coach teacher guy, was from there, Freaks and Geeks. And as soon as I saw his face, I was just like, I know him.
Yeah.
And then like about a half hour later in the movie, I'm like, Freaks and Geeks, that motherfucker. I've seen him. I've seen it.
So Spider-Man overall was fucking amazing.
I'm trying to think of what else happened. Like, what did you think of, like, the action?
So
'Cause
I did have
was-
one complaint about the action.
Okay.
So when they were above Coney Island and they were in that jet that was like camouflaged, I thought that entire sequence was really hard to follow. It just looked like a really dark screen and a bunch of flashes and stuff was changing. It was like you couldn't really see the action that was going on.
But that's
That
kind
was
of
like
the
really
point,
my.
I thought.
I guess, but like we were talking about on the Rogue One commentary, where sometimes those fast-paced action sequences that happen, you can't really tell what the fuck's going on. But Rogue One did it right. I could follow the entire battle on Scarif in Rogue One and see what's happening. In this one, it was just like
That must be difficult
so
to
much
do.
like quick cuts and flashes and like lightning and bolts and shit, and you couldn't really fucking see what was happening. That was my only complaint. I like the rest of the movie.
Of the entire movie, that was your only complaint?
Of all the action sequences. That was my only complaint.
I thought
But really, of most of the movie, yeah. Like I did not have.
the comedy was mediocre at best. And I'm okay with that
high
because it's
school
not
comedy.
Huh?
High school comedy.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And I wouldn't even
I liked
No,
his Hawaiian sidekick.
I'm not gonna leave it at that because it was
Podcast, can't leave it at that.
it was early child comedy for most of it. The only stuff that they actually pushed on, I was actually very, very surprised, is when his sidekick said, "I'm watching porn."
He gets caught in the computer lab. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
And I thought that was really fucking ballsy. And I honestly, I thought he would. I figured he would say it would fit, but I didn't think Marvel would do that.
Go that far, yeah. Thought it was
So I mean, it
hilarious.
was almost like a pat on the back, but then again, I was like, "There's a lot of young kids that are in this fucking Spider-Man. You're talking about porn in a fucking like library.
Kids gotta grow up sometime.
Hey, it's time.
Do you like his sidekick?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it made sense.
Yeah, it's cool.
I still the major thing. I was like, all right, okay, it's calm down. Was the tech in the suit? And as soon as he unlocked that shit, he had fucking drones going everywhere. He had fucking electricity shit. He could scan. He was Batman, Iron Man, and Spider-Man all at the same fucking time. I was like, you just calm the fuck down. Now they worked because he was still a kid within that crazy suit.
Yeah, he had no idea how to
And
control it.
As soon as he got trapped in that like underground layer or whatever fuck, you know what I'm talking about? The shipping
Dr.
department.
Evil.
Yeah. Well, now I forget what the fuck he does.
It does it.
Oh, yeah. Been a while.
No, I understand what you're saying. I don't know. Again, back to the comic things that we never fucking read them. I don't know how it's supposed to be. I was always under the impression that he literally just had a suit to not show who he was, and all of his powers and strengths came from him being a fucking superhuman spider thing. Like, I didn't know that he was supposed to have a suit that gave him an AI like assistant.
I wish that was
I don't
gone.
mind it because it's Tony built the suit. I get it.
The only thing that, again, that pisses me off, just the fact that he has that, and the fact that he didn't even touch on spider sense. I thought for sure when he was doing that battle at the end with the plane and they crash.
We're getting there though.
I know. They better. But I thought perfect. The plane crashed, big boom, and you could hear it was muffled sound. He was like half blind. I was like, perfect. Fucking Spidey sense. Spidey sense, kick in right now. Perfect.
He hasn't leveled up enough to unlock Spidey sense.
And I was just like, no, we'll just.
He needs like 1,000 more XP.
I thought that was a perfect, as a future Star Wars director, I thought that was the perfect instant.
Episode 13,
like
bitch.
you even set yourself up for it.
Yeah.
My human senses are disabled. I can't hear. It's all muffled. There's fire. I can't really see. Spidey sense, kick the fuck in. And he's just like, no, I'll just get kicked in the head and be perfect later.
I think they're purposely making it so he doesn't have all of his powers right away.
And I'm okay with that. I just thought maybe just give it even a hint because it was set up. Yeah. It was right fucking here, and you just went, yeah, we'll just be Spider-Man still.
Maybe they'll do something cool where, so like his suit designed by Iron Man is kind of an AI, and it's supposed to be his Spidey sense. But maybe we get to a point where like he discovers and he learns and practices his actual Spidey sense, and he finds that power that he has is better than the AI, and he like ditches that.
Well, I'm
hoping, like, fuck this computer. My Spidey sense knows what's up.
I'm hoping Spidey sense isn't the computer.
I don't think so. There's a hint of it in the leaked Infinity War trailer that you may or may not be able to find on the internet.
Just saying. I'm hoping the Spidey sense isn't it. Karen. He named her Karen.
That was hilarious.
No, I would do the same thing. If you were a 15-year-old kid and you're talking to a voice, you'd be like, "What? Hey, Basila, what the fuck's going on?"
That's right. I'd probably say Basila. Yeah.
Can I just call you Mrs. Revan?
So, yeah. So, yeah, overall, Spider-Man I thought was great. It's up there in my favorites of the MCU movies. It's not above Strange or Guardians 1. And it may not even be above Avengers 1, but it's up there.
It's not above, and just in a general sense, it's not above Logan. It's not above Deadpool.
Those aren't MCU, though.
I know. I'm still just saying in general. And this is all still above DC.
Yeah. DC
we might get to, honestly, it might get to the point where as I go down my list, and this is in no particular order, but like Doctor Strange,
Doctor Strange is still absolutely up top for me.
Logan's number one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Strange was.
No.
Really?
No, yes. we didn't do Logan's newer. We did a recap of 2016.
But I thought you still had Strange higher.
No. Logan's by far number one. Logan's probably my number one just because they finally fucking killed someone off. Spoiler. Doctor Strange and then like Deadpool are like my three. And then I drop down just a small notch, and then I feel like I have like Batman vs Superman and Spider-Man kind of right there.
Really?
Yeah. I watch Batman vs Superman a lot, and I still pick up stuff.
I love it. Every comic book reader I've talked to does not share my opinion, and a lot of non-comic book reader but Batman fans do share it.
You know what's the difficult thing with that?
It's up there, man.
Even though I put them at the same, I have more issues with Batman vs Superman. But the parts that it was good, it was fucking great. So I feel like Spider-Man did everything right. Right. Did they kill it and like Logan the shit it? No. But it was like,
close.
Yes, thank you. You did this. You did that right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's still a teenager. You did it right. Casting was right. And the villain was right. Did I fucking love the villain? No. That I love the.
But it's okay because he's not the main awesome badass villain.
Wonder Woman's up there too. I don't want to put it in my top like 3 though. I still think Marvel has those top 3. Well, it's Sony Marvel. That's the bad thing. There's only one Marvel movie in there, and it's Doctor Strange.
Marvel owns it.
Well, listen to that though.
No, I know.
Logan is my number 1, which is Sony. 2 is Doctor Strange, and then Sony again. That's tough, man. That almost evens the playing field right then and there.
Pick one favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
One as far as...
So Logan and Deadpool and shit are not considered. Strange, right? Or let's do 3. So what are your 3 favorite MCU
There's only 4 DC.
movies?
I'm assuming.
No, I'm just saying MCU. Just Marvel. What are your 3 favorites? Because we've had like 12.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's a big drop off.
Really?
Maybe Guardians. I was not a big fan of Civil War. I'm already struggling. So let's do. Doctor Strange was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, Guardians is up there. It's got to be up there. And then maybe a small drop to the Avengers, like 1.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge drop to Avengers 2, maybe?
What is Ant-Man in the mix at all?
No.
No?
No.
I think I would probably say Strange, Guardians 1, and Spider-Man. And then right below that would be Avengers 1, Ant-Man. Civil War, but it was another like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man where they were trying to throw too many things in one thing. But it was very good. And then Ultron's just like way down the
Oh, really?
list. Yeah.
I don't.
You can't brought him in and got rid of him within like an hour.
I almost forget about Ultron because it's just like Avengers 1, Civil War.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it right now.
Sneaker says Guardians, then Avengers, then Ultron, then Strange. Interesting choice of having Ultron that high.
Well, that's Dr. Weird.
I've never shut up. I've never heard people put Ultron that high. It was a fun movie. It was just
Whoa, is that including Spider-Man? Have you seen Spider-Man? Because you're not putting that Spider-Man in this
yeah,
shit.
because he says Tony stepping out of the suit and stuff. Peter Pettigrew.
Oh, a handful of bad opinions.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't put Ultron that high. But I love Strange. So Spider-Man, fucking badass movie. It was really, really good.
And I'll take it back because Winter Soldier I did not like.
I did not see Winter Soldier actually.
I'm so confused about it because everybody loves Winter Soldier, and maybe I'm just not a big Cap fan.
Fuck Cap.
Well, I didn't pay enough attention. Wow, a handful of sneakers says Spider-Man is involved in that. I'm just not a huge Cap fan, and as I watched Winter Soldier, I was like, "You're just dragging shit on, dragging shit, oh my, dragging shit on." We're ending this shit there because I just
Spider-Man was great. Go see it.
I'm